Now, health, social and environmental damage at the hands of the agri-food system add up to $10 trillion per year. That's 10% of the entire world's GDP. That's according to a study by the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. The FAO says 70% of the costs stem from unhealthy dietary patterns, which lead to obesity and other diseases. 20% are caused by environmental damage created by nitrogen emissions, greenhouse gases and changes in land and water use. According to the study, 3/4 of all hidden costs are generated in high and upper middle income countries, with low income countries being hardest hit by the consequences. The UN advocates for a speedy transformation of agri-food systems and to address climate change, poverty, inequality and hunger. Well, I've been discussing the FAO's findings with Raymond Torres from the economic think tank Funcas. I asked him why these hidden costs weren't already factored into the global food market.
This is the key issue, and the main reason is that some of these costs are borne by the communities at large, by countries or even the whole humanity, and are not internalized into the way food enterprises and food production operates. And this is why they are hidden, in the sense they are not visible to the producers, to food producers, but they are visible indeed for the countries as a whole. And therefore, this suggests that in order to address those issues, one needs to really put in place policies which go beyond the short-termism of food production systems and take into account the need for investment. You need, first of all, investment in order to overcome these costs. But you also need international cooperation, because even if one country in isolation, one food producer in isolation tries to address those hidden costs, it is necessary to cooperate in order to avoid unfair competition by other producers or other countries that do not tackle those issues.
Right, if you act unilaterally, effectively you put yourself at a disadvantage. So is there any sign of these kinds of policies actually coming to fruition anytime soon?
Well, there is more awareness. I would say the positive thing is that there is much more awareness in the international community, and especially in advanced economies, awareness of those costs, and health, in particular, health politicians are, raising alarm bells. Already this is happening. However, I mean, what is missing at the moment is more commitment on the part of the multilateral system to really take action. And this is the same in food, as we're talking here, as with environment itself. We are much more aware of the problems with environmental imbalances, and the same with food imbalances, but it's difficult to agree among countries, especially since the starting positions are different. You have countries with very little fiscal space to undertake investment. Other countries are taking advantage of the present systems, and therefore it's difficult to get agreement among countries. And therefore, I think the key here will be to get some international agreement to move forward. If that doesn't happen, I think at least trading blocs like the European Union should be in a position to take action from the point of view of tax policy, for example, in order to internalize the hidden costs of present food systems.
Yes, and as is so often the case with the environmental stories, it's sort of the behaviours of the wealthy nations that actually have an outsized impact on the developing nations. Well, Raymond Torres from Funcas, thank you very much for bringing us your expertise today.